Is AUDCHF going to sell? Let's find out. So let's start with the theory. So the theory is, if the market is bearish, then a bull move could be an induction. It could be such that the dealer wants to drive the market more bearish, but it doesn't have enough energy or liquidity to do so. So what is likely to happen if you look at it logically? This has been a bear market for quite some time, but that doesn't stop it from having bull moves. These bull moves would typically take out liquidity from an area, right, and then continue to sell. You have a bull move here, price takes out liquidity from that area, and then continue to sell. All right, that can be happening again, where we have this area, right, and the dealer could possibly be trying to take out liquidity from this area, then to sell. That's the theory. The bias is essentially where I am going to confirm that it is indeed bearish, because the theory is, again, that if it's bearish and it's going bullish, it's going for liquidity, but I need to confirm that. So I'm going to go higher. I'm going to go to the daily time frame to make sure that what I'm seeing as bears is actually very much viable. So far in the daily time frame, I would agree. I would say yes, I do believe it is still very much bearish. When you go to the weekly, yes, again, I still think it is very much bearish. And well, obviously, if the weekly is bearish, it's very likely that the monthly is as well. Yes, it is. So my bias is sells as of right now. Now, the bias is something that what I would tell you is you're looking for sells, but that doesn't mean you just go and randomly place a sell, because yes, this is just your bias. This is just what you want to believe by what you see. It's very hard as well for a lot of traders to see a sell when the market is buying. A lot of traders are going to disagree with this. That's fine. I'm not here to have you agree with me. I'm here to let you understand what it is I'm seeing. What I want to go to next is the possible execution. Now, what I would do in this case is I would then begin to highlight some areas from my theory. So right out the gate, I'm looking at this area. All right, why am I looking at this area? Because again, the theory and the bias suggests that it's bearish, and in a bear market, if it's going bullish, it's going for liquidity. So why is it that this area that seemingly had a break, which would be right here, seemingly had a break right here, and has retested a few times, don't you think everybody would want to sell right here? I think so. I think everybody would want to sell right here. So if everybody is trying to sell it right here, I think it makes sense for the dealer to not sell it right here and then push it even further up. Where do I think he can go? I think this area is an interesting area. This, and I also think this area here is an interesting area for multiple reasons. There will also be traders entering for buys here, and last but not least, entering for buys here, thinking that it's going to buy. Why do I think so? Because again, if you look at the statistics, if you look at the data, that's what it's trying to show you, right? The dealer is trying to show you back at this point here that it was going to buy. So if there are buyers here and their stop losses would be around that area, and we know that sellers would be trying to sell here and their stop losses would be above this area, doesn't it make sense, at least in my opinion, for the dealer to literally do exactly that? Push price past this area where everybody's selling, target this area, and then potentially drop. That's what I think in terms of an execution. So what I would actually do now is execute now. Because I can't execute the trade, I can't, because it's not at that area. What I can do is execute an alert. And what I would execute the alert, or where I would do it, is above where this candle is now, just to see if it is going to pass that. So I'm going to say add alert right here. And I'm also going to execute an alert right here, right? For obvious reasons, I want to see if it can get up to this area. If it breaks this, what I want to see is I want to see something like that. And yeah, that's basically the execution aspect as of right now for AUDCHF. The management of this trade would obviously, there's two different types of management. I said before in a previous video, you only can manage something if there's something to be managed. Now, what I would tell you is, because I'm not in a trade, you can't manage the trade, but what you can manage is when the alerts trigger, if they trigger. So what I would do is I want to see, so what I'm managing is I'm managing my expectations. What I really want to see is price get up to either of these areas, and whether or not it drops from this first alert, it drops, or the second alert, I want to see it reject one of these areas really aggressively. It's only when it rejects and it starts back to drop, goes back into my favor direction, which is sells, then I might execute an actual trade. That's basically what I think. I don't know what. Let me know what you think. Let me know where your mind goes when you see this. And yeah, let's see how it goes.